going on, everybody? Go back to the top. So over is the winner. She's the first one in here. How are you doing, JoJo, as well? How are you doing, JoJo? Chris May, my guy. What's up, Chris? Mike Aldana. Dirty Sanchez. Arturo. What's up, Art? How are you, man? So how's everybody doing? It's just starting to rain here. It's about 81 degrees, 82, my vehicle says. So it's a beautiful day, other than it's just sprinkling a little bit. Nothing too bad. It's a much needed break from where it was last week. I'm looking at a late night, people. Looking at probably 5:45 for game time tonight, getting done. But, I just got done listening to Big Sills, and he just dropped a bomb over there in Eagleville. Texans, another quality player. Cam Akers, yes, I did see that last night. Just adding more talent to the mix in Houston. Not a rain here finally in Southwest Texas. Tommy, what's up, brother? How you doing today, my man? A little bombshell. Doug Williams, who's now in Washington Commanders. He's a part of their coaching staff. Doug Williams, remember, they have the quarterback coach, Brian Johnson, told Doug Williams that Nick Sirianni called 95% of the plays last year. Now, that makes sense. Think about it, everybody. Think about it. Remember when Jalen did his press conference? Remember I told you how mad he was because they fired Brian Johnson? And then 100% knew? Doug Williams ain't going to you. Doug Williams said Brian Johnson told him Nick Sirianni called most of the plays. Every time that Jalen and Brian would come up with a play, he would override it. I'm just telling you the facts. Hello, anyone. Can I hardly type today? Say hello. So, just some interesting facts that go towards Jalen. Any of my Eagles subscribers that are watching or listening, what do you think about that? Obviously we'll talk about it on Wednesday, and tomorrow night I'm going to have the Angry Cowboys fan on tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to asking him some questions. Get a different perspective. We talked to Phil, talked to Mark, It's nice to talk to somebody that I really don't know very often, but still a Cowboy fan. And, he's our training camp. I think it's perfect timing. Whatever happened to Eric Bieniemy? He's around, Arturo. He is. I'm not sure. You put it in the comments. I'm not really sure. Eric Bieniemy is with somebody. He was with the Commanders, and they cleaned out of his office, so maybe not. Maybe he's out of a job. If anybody knows, or Google it and let me know. I met Doug Williams years ago in Tuskegee. Wow. Doug is obviously a legend. Was that Alcorn? No. McNair went to Alcorn State. Who did Doug Williams, where did he go to college? Well, no, it was an all-black school, I believe. HSBC, or I don't know what they call it now. Yeah, Mike, that's what I'm looking for. He's level-headed. He gives me a different spin, I like hearing different voices, right at the beginning of camp. Now, Philly 500 is having some issues, everybody. Not with him. He's a little bit... I'm not going to sound the alarm bells. I don't know when he's coming on. He's got to find time. HBCU. There you go, V. That's why you're in here. The brains of the operation. What's up, man? Thank you. I met Tully Blanchard. Oh, nice. Very cool. HBCU. Thanks, so over. I appreciate it. I thought it was something like that. But I believe Doug went to one. Help me out. Where did he go? Grambling. Art. Bang. That's it. Under... Who was the legendary coach who passed away a few years ago? Who was it? Who was that legendary coach who coached into his 80s? I just relaxing under the cool air humidifier. Nice, Tommy. Very good, so over. Who am I thinking of? Who's the coach of Grambling? I know, as soon as you say it, I'm going to be like, no. No, it wasn't Lou Holtz. Robinson, what was his first? No, not John Robinson. John Robinson was USC. What up, Lord Nova? Throne World. What's up? Eddie Robinson. Bang, Arturo. Nailed it. So over it right there. Very cool. Eddie Robinson. That's it. Eddie. So, looking forward to tomorrow night's show. Then again, Wednesday. If Philly says he wants to come on Wednesday, we'll have him on. But I think he might be a couple weeks out. Spare None. What's up, man? How are you? How's life, man? How you been? Eduardo Robinson. That's it. Eddie. So, so we got that. Yeah, interesting goings on in Eagleville. I wish Drew was in here or Rob. I know Rob works, but very interesting what's going on, man. This Eagle thing is going to be volatile. Very, very interesting. Because if they don't get out to a good, just like Dallas, if Dallas don't get out to a good start, they're firing everybody. But if Eagles don't, everybody's saying how much talent they have on offense, but that could be a setup, man. That could be a setup. They're gonna have to win some shootouts, in my opinion. But again, I think I'm gonna do post games for Eagles and Dallas. How you like that? Like reaction videos. That's really gonna piss off some Eagle fans. But I'm gonna keep it 100. I owe them at least a 20-minute recap of the game. So that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, I'll do my Cowboys first and foremost. So, trying to get more content out there. I do want to get away from streaming the game just because I'm always behind everybody. But I will stream a lot of games. I don't know if I'll stream every game. Probably. But, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Lord Nova, Eagles stink. Lord Nova, you're right outside of Philly, right, bro? So, or in Philly. You're hearing what I'm hearing. Now, as you see that defense, and James Bradbury's probably going to be released. Nobody's going to trade for him. Probably. If anybody can do it, Howie can do it. So, that's the thing. If anybody can make a trade, Howie can. Bradbury, but they have a lot like us, but they don't have as good of nowhere near as good of corners. They have young corners, real young, but they don't have nowhere near as good of corners as the Cowboys. That's one area we do own them. We own them, and so they have a lot of young corners that they're going to be relying on. Word on the street is blame game. What went wrong in Dallas playing Green Bay? Arturo, that was a shit show, bro. Why not a recap on the Giants and Washington since they tour? I could, V, but, I live here near Philly. I'm very close to the situation, my man. I know a lot about the Eagles, so, I may even bring on Rob and or Drew to help me with the post. I was going to talk to them to help me with do the reaction. Drew may not want to do it. Rob is pretty. Maybe Sill's live stream, he was comparing Eagles and Patriots big name players. Yes, Mike, I saw that too. He'll trade him to a practice squad. I don't think Bradbury will make. Now somebody will pick him up. Here's the deal: Bradbury's going to be better than some of them rookies that the Eagles have. Birds 365, John McMullen, has said the same thing. He's going to be better than some of the rookies. Are you near the Giants also since they play? About 2 hours, V. I could. I'm just not going to. V, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, I know way more about the Eagles than the Giants. But if I had a Giants, maybe I'll bring them on. Maybe, like I said, Rob. I think Rob might be the guy. At game time, how much is it going to charge a CD for not participating today? I'll have to get that for you, buddy. I'm not sure, but it's a lot of money. Jacob Lemaster, I know our running back room is crowded, but lots of unknown talent. I would love a Dalvin signing a pair with Zeke for the season. Welcome, Jacob. I'm glad you commented. I'd like to see newer names. I know you've been in here before, but thank you. I agree with your sentiment. I am not a big... well, here's who's going to make it. Barring injury, it's going to be Zeke, Rico Dowdle, Hunter Lepke, and Deuce Vaughn. And then they're going to try and get running backs to the practice squad. We'll see about the rookie running back. We'll see about him. Whose name is escaping me right now. Put it in the comments. Who was our rookie free agent of running back that we picked up? Real fast, but I think Dalvin's going to be out there, Jacob. If we're looking rough going into the season, that may be the move to make. We're not the only team that is going to do that. Dalvin's sitting back, like Stephon Gilmore and a lot of other players, waiting for opportunity. Injury will definitely create opportunity. That's 100%, Jacob. So, a good one. That's a good question. There's no reason for Dalvin. He's not going to make that much money to sign now and get into a camp. Just get yourself in order. Game time. Do you believe that Micah and everything that is going on with him, that he's kind of young as far as making mistakes verbally? Yeah, he's immature, but I think him doing the podcast actually helps because he's able to interact with people and understand how people think and what they're thinking. So I do think the podcast actually helps him mature. It does. It teach you a lot. So, but again, I'm going to be positive, people. I'm going to be positive with Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer's that good a coach. He's that good a coach. What's up, DeCoven? What's up, my man? How you doing? What are you doing today? You chilling? What's up? Chill. Chill. But yeah, I might talk to Rob about doing the Eagles game, like an Eagle recap. That might be the good move. It won't be live. We'll have to work on that. Yeah, it won't be live, but it'll give him more practice. Mike and networking with his podcast. Michael Dunn, I do think it helps. I don't like the fact that it is what it is, man. I'd rather him do his podcast than be running and gunning, so I don't have a problem with it. It's frustrating. I think I let everything else surrounding Micah frustrate me, like the game itself. They go, oh, yeah, you shouldn't be doing your podcast. And I'm not worried about it. Stephen Brown, long time, bro. Where you been? DeCoven, I'm a good man, yeah. I'm good, man. Yeah, it's my day off, so I'm chill. Very cool. I'm working until about 5:45 tonight, it looks like. But Steven, I missed you, bro. Where you been? Would the Eagles pull the trigger if they're not doing well? We'll have the season for the coach and Dell. Would the Eagles pull the trigger if they're not doing well? You mean, yeah, Arturo, that's a good question. I think that's the likely choice, or Fangio. But I don't know. Fangio, he beat our ass when he was the coach of the Broncos. You remember that? I'm not sure that Michael will ever mature. That's why we talked about possibly trading him. Listen, my Cowboy people, I don't want to trade Micah, but it might be a necessity because if things go a certain way. I hope not. I hope we keep him and he develops a more rounded game. Drew, what's up, man? There he is. What's going on, man? How you been? How you doing, I mean? Darlene Mosher, there you are. Darlene, I thought you were mad at me. Eagles are going to pull the trigger and they're not going to do well. Well, Darlene, I think their schedule is not too bad. So I think they're going to do half decent, Darlene. I think out of the gate, we'll see. There's a lot of pressure on Nick Sirianni. I think he could be the fastest trigger. Because, Drew, did you hear? Sledhead, what's up, my man? Been writing plans and grading paper for summer school almost over. Ah, very cool, Steven. I need to get you on the Zoom call, my man. Drew, did you hear the latest in Philly? I don't know if you believe it or not. It makes a lot of sense, though, Drew. Hear me out. I'm going to pause the chat. So I'm going to hold at Darlene, then I'll get to her. So basically what they're saying in Philly, Drew, on Dan Cilio's show right now, actually, that Doug Williams in Washington, he's one of the coaches in Washington, as well as Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson told Doug that he was being overridden by Nick Sirianni, and Nick called 95% of the plays last year. Him and Brian and Jalen would create stuff, and Nick would change it up. And Doug felt obligated to come out and expose Nick Sirianni that he was doing that, and Brian Johnson ended up being the fall guy, which does make a little bit of sense because you heard Jalen say, well, we changed 95% of the offense, meaning they basically put Nick Sirianni in a corner and said, we're bringing in Kellen and we're running a different offense. Just your opinion on that, Drew. Now, while you're thinking, I'll get Darlene. Why would you trade Micah, one of the best defensive players? I'm not saying I want to, Darlene. I said we may have to if things go south. Hopefully they don't. Game time. I'm getting an NFL ticket today. I don't want to wait. Arturo, I should do the same thing, bro. Philadelphia, my region in New Jersey is one of 2 states across the nation. You can't buy the ticket and split up the payments. That's BS. Not without the push. There's only going to be any kind of push. Yeah. I believe it. Nick needs to fall back. That's what I'm saying, Drew. Doug Williams came out and said Brian Johnson said Nick changed 95% of the plays, and you heard the press conference. It's awful chilly between Nick and Jalen because Jalen's mentor, Brian Johnson, family friend, was the scapegoat. The Sirianni news didn't move the needle for me either way. Plus, he has now been stripped of his play calling duties. I just think it would have been better if Nick would have went. But, for you guys, but we'll see, man. I agree, V. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, Drew, I'm just telling you what they're saying. It's all just reporting the news. So you trade Mikey before trading the whole wide. Lou Branch, I didn't say I want to trade him. Again, relax, Lou. I said it might have to be if he's still holding fast. Lou, let's say that he doesn't do anything different than he's been doing the last 2 years, that he plays the same way. He's not good against the run. I'm not saying it was all his fault. I think Zimmer's going to help. But let's just fast forward and say, okay, next year this time, he might be on another team if he doesn't improve his game all around and wants that elite contract. That's all. That's all I'm saying. The Sunday a ticket non-split payment sucks balls. Yeah, Steven, me and you get screwed. You're in North Jersey. We get screwed. Everyone else in the country can split it up. It sucks. It really sucks. Hey, game time. Yesterday in the live stream, had to put Mark Combs on time F for the F word. Hope you know. Oh, I don't mind, Art. I believe you, Brian. Yeah, I'm just saying what they're saying, Drew. It kind of makes sense, Drew. That's all I'm saying. Remember, I liked Brian Johnson. I think he was a scapegoat. I just really do. But again, Sirianni ain't gonna. I'm gonna let it play out. But Sirianni's not long for that team if it don't go well early. I don't know who the answer is. I don't know that they would give it to Kellen. They would probably give it to Vic. Just saying. Sirianni are going to treat Kellen. But they probably would go Kellen because he's the offensive guy. Sirianni going to treat Kellen more the same way with Brian Johnson if things go south. We'll see, man. Lou, make a lot of sense. EJB, what's up, brother? Yeah, that's all I'm saying, right? Things are kind of like when I saw the Jalen press conference and he didn't have Nick's back right away. He didn't really, they threw him a softball and he didn't hit it. Now, if you add what Doug Williams is saying, and Doug's a class guy, Brian Johnson, again, if that's the case, that's so messed up to get rid of him. That's not cool to do that. Vic as interim, possibly Steven. I hope they give it to Kellen. 30, I think they might give it to Kellen because he's the offensive guy. And let's face it, this team is going to go where Jalen takes it. Like most championship teams, You need a quarterback to play championship level, regular season and playoffs. Both. Ronnie, what's up, man? Linda Conyers, there you are. Been a long. I know you've been here and there, but good to have you in here, Linda. So it's kind of interesting. Jacob Lemaster, you do a heck of a job with content, Game Time. Love watching your channel grow fast and still interact with everyone talking Cowboys. Jacob, believe it or not, I mean, thank you so much. But you know who I get? I mean, I get this off of, and Philly. I've had conversations with Philly behind the scenes. Philly 500. If you ever watch his live stream, say whatever you want about him. He gets to as many people as he can. He busts his ass in a live stream. And that's what I want. Some people don't like it. Some channels don't want to talk to the stream until after. Listen, man. You got to do your best. Listen, like when I have a guest on, it's hard. I ain't going to lie to you. I didn't get the tickets too, but you were getting... I mean, that makes your ticket... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Exactly. I think they give it to Kellen. Probably. That's my opinion, Drew. I don't want to think negative. I'm just, that's what the subject is on Jacob and WIP this morning. Jeff Lee, what's up, brother? Is Mark heading to training camp? Not Thursday. He's going a week from Sunday. So that's where we are at right now. But hey, listen, just look at the bright side. We have great stuff to talk about. Hopefully we can dodge the injury bug. Everybody. I don't want to see Eagles get hurt either. I don't like that. I think it makes for a horrible season when you lose your quarterback or a stud defensive player. We just got to stay healthy. We got to be better than last year because that was not fun. Be careful, everybody. If you had the NFL ticket yet, they can only automatically renew it at $400. You can get less if you cancel and subscribe. Arturo, I get a discount because we pay. I don't know why. I think it's $349 now. But I know it's going to go up soon. Logan, what's up? Philly 500 interacts very well with his audience. I try to, Drew. I know that when I have a guest on, I can't. It's not a good flow when you have a guest on. But Game Time. What's up, Hamid? There he is. Eagle Trolls in the house. Resident Troll. I think Zimmer's better stop and run. The other guy was great defensive coach, but Zimmer plays on bigger, heavier guys, not missile. Yeah, Darlene. Zimmer likes disguising too, which is going to help. My goodness, the likes are terrible. Please get the likes up. Thank you so over. I appreciate you. Hamid, yeah. It's hard to hit that thumbs up. I know. I was going to join the live stream when Trump was shot. You guys got too political. Steven, I know. That was a one-time deal. Even though I stir the gravy, you still interact with me. Of course I do, Hamid. As long as, everything's Dak negative, which gets old. But, I mean, other than that, you're good. I want to play Lou Branch, I want to play every team with their full strength. That's how I am, Lou. I don't want to see injuries. I don't. Obviously, to my team. But there's a lot of fans, Lou, Eagles fans and Dallas fans included, that they get all worked up when the other team has an injury. Listen, we're not going to make we're not going to cry, but to me, if you beat us without Dak, it's like, okay. Remember when we lost with the Cooper Rush? It was a close game. We lost by like 10 in Philly. That was like surprising. That we didn't get blown out. You do a great job. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you, brother. Can you tell I'm getting a little excited how the season, college football? Yeah, Arturo, I always loved the first 2 weeks of college because I forget, because I'm still like, we got 2 weeks to go away for pros, and college hits us. It's like, yes, baby. Do you consider me a troll? No, I do not. I actually call you out a lot and shout you out a lot, and you're not even a channel member. Lead commander. Think about that. I don't know if you watch all my videos. I say lead commander a lot. You are my face of the Commanders as far as my subscribers. I assume that you subscribe. We want a healthy training camp. Well, Drew, we know it's not going to happen, but at least a healthy NFC East. I was upset when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. I want to see Aaron Rodgers, and I want to see what he could do with the Jets. A lot of people hate Aaron. I don't. I think he's a winner. but I think he's also old. So I tell you what's going to happen to Micah Parsons, and then I see the Lamb and Dak Prescott. Arizona, last minute before the season starts, they will get a hole. As long as we use common sense, we'll keep it real, people. That's right, Drew. We are Penn State. There you go, Logan. You know you want little Micah down the road in Philly, don't you? Don't you? I hope Nealon shows out and Cam ready to take over for D-Law. Well, Clemente, he's going to be on the other side, I believe. But I don't know. I'm thinking he's going to be on Sam Williams' side, and just rotate in, but who knows? I appreciate that. I like your channel. Yeah, Lead, I'm always shouting you out. 3,500. He's but he puts a good show, but Philly 500, I get it. Eagle fans, they're fantasy land every year. Darlene, they've been better than us lately. Not last year, but that's regular season. I'm talking just Eagles have been more successful in recent years. That's it. I'm not saying winning divisions because it's either us or Philly winning the division. We're right there, but they've had more postseasons success. We can't hide from it. I'm not going to hide from it. I'm not going to hide from the fact that we're not getting it done when the lights are brightest. We used to shine when the lights were brightest. Not so much anymore. Somebody's got to pay soon. Somebody got to pay. Game time. If Deion Sanders has a better record this season, is he going to step away and go? I don't think Deion coaches in the NFL, but I'm just going by what he said. Is Nealon starting over D-Law? No. Absolutely not, Drew. D-Law will be a starter. Obviously health. Nealon, Drew, from what I'm hearing in college, has no pass rush skills. So, as much as I like him, but in saying that, he's a beast in the run game as a D end. So he'll be fine rotationally. If, like in other guys that we have drafted, like a D-Law, they didn't think D-Law had a lot of pass rush moves, and he did. Look at Micah Parsons, Drew. They never expected him to be an edge rusher, and yet that's what he's done. If Nealon comes in and can do a pass rush, wow, then they got a diamond in the rough. But the tape shows you he's not very bendy, Drew. Very strong player at the point of attack. Doesn't get to the quarterback, though. Won't get fooled. Will stay home and be disciplined. Won't get to the quarterback. If he changes that narrative as a rookie and shows some pass rush, then that would be great. But that's not the player, I think. Any update on your interaction with Philly 500? Dustin, no, he's been sick, dealing with some stuff. I'm not going to get personal. He's dealing with some stuff at home. He hasn't gotten back to me when he could do the show. He wants to, but again, it is what it is. Drew possibly taking over next year. No matter what your team is, you want to think your team wins the Super Bowl. Yes, Linda. And I think, Linda, I wouldn't say Super Bowl, but I would say all but 4 teams, maybe 5 teams right now. If you look across and you're honest with yourself, injury here, injury there, any team can win their division this year. I mean, I could see a scenario where Washington wins the East, right? If they play above their head, Dallas gets some injuries, maybe Eagles get some injuries. I could easily see Washington's going to be good this year. And I think that's that way across the NFL. You want to talk about parity? Parity is what we got. What do you think Philly should go for outfield? My son wants them to get that dude. What is he, out of the White Sox? The center fielder. I don't want outfield. I want a closer. Only 14 likes. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Dustin. Yeah, before everybody leaves, hit the like button, please. We got a minute left. Deion is not made for the pros. Yeah, I agree, Drew. He said it, but nobody believes it. Isn't it every team's goal to win a Super Bowl? Mike, I don't think Carolina has a goal of winning the Super Bowl. They probably have a goal of trying to win their division. The real fan, Dak is one who needs to pay. He gets scared in biggest games. He has to play better in bigger games. Can't wait either. Darlene, we beat the 49ers. That's a big game for us. You guys haven't had much luck with second-round picks. The last good second-round pick was, who was it? Help me out, people. I'm trying to hurry up and get through. Dion could be very successful. Brian, who is your... Trayvon Diggs, Drew. Brian, who's your top 5 Super Bowl contenders? I'll have to think about that. I'm over my 30 minutes. Bring it up... I'll bring it up tomorrow night, Logan, if you're going to be on there. Or my lunch. I'll think about it. But just off the top of my head, it would have to be Detroit, San Francisco, Kansas City, Houston, and I don't know, man. That 5th one's tough because there's a lot of teams. Maybe Green Bay. I don't think so. I would say it's an AFC team. So that's what I got for you. Phillies need a closer. That's what I think, Drew. I want the dude out of the A's, man. Diggs, yeah, Diggs. God forbid Prescott gets hurt and Trey Lance is doing well. No, that's a good deal. I don't want Dak to get hurt, but we need Trey to play well for multiple reasons. But all right, everybody. Thanks, JoJo. Like she knows when to let me say I got to go. Detroit, Philly, Chiefs, Ravens. Oh, yeah, Ravens. That's it. That's the 5th team. I don't have Philly in there, but I got Ravens.